ZBCN buybacks is a revenue model of the project that most are underestimating and aren't paying attention to. This revenue model is one of the best in the space, and I'll break down why in this video and why ZBCN buybacks and its tokenomics and how the project has their funds and their fees that they generate, the revenue that they create, how they have all of that structured is so powerful, right? So the last time ZBCN did buybacks was January 2nd, 2026, or maybe another time after this. You guys could confirm for me, but this was the most popular tweet with their buybacks that had 134,000 views, right? Impressions. ZBCN buybacks. In Q4 2025, Zebec bought back 43 million ZBCN for $120,000, funded by the revenue from the Zebec Cards program. A strong close to 2025 as we prepare to roll out updated tokenomics in 2026. Now, why is this so important? Let me break it down for you guys why this is so important for ZBCN, right? Last time they did buybacks, or their biggest buyback at the time, was $120,000. If we take a look at ZBCN right now, the circulating supply is 98.99%. Basically, all of the coins are in circulation. There's not much more coins left, like 1% left. 1% left. Like, that is nothing, okay? That is absolutely nothing. So with all of the coins being in circulation, all of the coins being distributed through ZBCN, through its diamond hand holders, so the short-term traders, the centralized exchanges, the team, etc., you toss buybacks on top of that in the future with the revenue that they generate from their cards and instant payment rail program. You toss buybacks on top of that, you unlock what we call a supply squeeze. You unlock what we call supply being dwindled while demand rises, right? You saw what happened recently, well, for this previous bull run. People say it was the worst bull run ever, right? Altcoins did not make the moves that people wanted. The market has changed and matured, and it's way more difficult to be successful in this market. But in that time, the whales, the people with money, the institutions, TradFi, they came into the market and they started buying up the Bitcoin with their customers through the ETFs. The OG whales, the OG holders of Bitcoin, were withdrawing the Bitcoin from exchanges, and then we saw Bitcoin on exchanges going down. Bitcoin supply. Right? Then we saw this image right here with the Bitcoin supply on exchanges, right? This blue line, purple line, going down, right? And as that supply went down, right, supply getting so limited, so restrictive, right, with the supply for Bitcoin, and then demand increasing with institutions, ETFs, etc. What did you get? You got a great bull run for Bitcoin, 7 to 8x move from the low if you caught around the under 20K for Bitcoin. Massive move with supply going down, right? The Bitcoin on exchange is getting removed, withdrawn to hardware wallets, withdrawn to, Tangem, Ledger, all the hardware wallets, etc. Going into self-custody, going into cold storage, just absolute drawdown. People are storing away their Bitcoin, and then boom, you get new buyers coming in to scoop up all that Bitcoin. Supply is down, demand is up, you get a squeeze, right? And that's how we had such a good bull run for Bitcoin. Not altcoins, because most of them don't have the same metrics, right? But guess what does have this metric? ZBCN has this metric, right? Most of the supply here, 99% is out, 1% left. All the supply on the exchanges, in the team hands, the retail investors hands, the day traders, the long-term diamond hands of the project. All of those hands or that are holding the coin are basically limiting the supply for new people to come in, right? Restricting that supply. And then you have demand with retail investors or new investors into ZBCN with all the utility and value that they bring. You have TradFi using the project. You have the card referral program as well integrated into that. The ZBCN app, super app as well. Their telecom system with ZBCnet. You toss buybacks on top of that as well. Another 200K, 300K buyback as the cards referral, the card program, the instant payments generate the team more revenue. You're going to get something similar to what you saw here with Bitcoin in this bull run. Supply going down, demand going up, and then bullish price action, right? I'm telling you, a lot of people aren't paying attention to this. And, this is one thing I was like, oh, this is very interesting, right? I should actually make a video on this. And again, this is a great detail that a lot of people aren't taking notice of. And I think this is going to be another catalyst for the success of ZBCN. Like I said, just to be on the more conservative and realistic side, I think, like I said, I think 100,000 ZBCN is a good bet to make. If not 200,000 to 300,000, anything under $1,000 invested, because you never know how this space is. Nothing is guaranteed, clearly, right? It's just like what we saw with the recent alts, the recent bull run. 99% of alts did nothing, right? So it was tough for a lot of people. So never invest more than you're willing to lose. $1,000 into ZBCN here is 500,000 ZBCN, just about 500,000 ZBCN. I think anywhere from 100,000 to 500,000 tokens is a great bet to make. I don't want anyone to overinvest and put in an amount that, something goes wrong, people lose a lot. I don't want that to be the case. So even 100,000 ZBCN could yield great ROI, and I truly believe that's the case. Obviously, nothing is guaranteed, but you could potentially see a 5 cent, 10 cents, maybe even 30 cents ZBCN project in the future. And on the long enough time frame, the team continues to build, the utility stays active, the project is still building, community stays bullish. On the long-term time frame, you could see the 50 cents to dollar targets. It could happen on a long enough time frame, right? Like I said, eventually maybe ZBCN, you see how they're built on Solana. Maybe they branch out some of that liquidity, the Ethereum base chain, BNB. Maybe they even build their own chain as well. Keep, make it a way for you could still access ZBCN on Solana and these other chains. And then they have their own chain as well, where then if you want to migrate and trade on ZBCN network, I'm just speculating about the future. Obviously, none of this has to take place. They could just stay on Solana because Solana is clearly one of the better altcoins in the space. It's Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. That's basically how I see it at this point. XRP as well. Obviously, toss XRP in there. But again, you never know what could happen in the future for ZBCN. It could, keep the liquidity on Solana and then make its own chain. So if you want to buy ZBCN on Solana and then you want to buy it on its own chain so it could bring more users and more institutions, more building, more product market fit, that could also take place, right? Because you're dealing with very smart devs and very smart builders here, right? So, again, I think the future here is great. Look out for that potential supply squeeze for Bitcoin, for ZBCN. I'm comparing it to Bitcoin now. But look out for the potential supply squeeze for ZBCN in the future. This is from Crypto Queen. ZBCN bulls, who's next for Zebec in 2026? Tangent surprise partner drop is teasing something big. Super app is live. Canton is rolling. Alio Paxos, privacy rails. But who is the next meaningful partnership dropping this year? A, deeper Paxos integration with USDP stablecoin rails. Ripple, XRPL or RLUSD, cross-border remittances, compliant global payroll. RLUSD, I should say, on the Zebec Super app is probably a great bet, and I wouldn't be surprised that happens when the founders attend XRP Las Vegas. That could be something that happens around that time. Or we have the major fintech neobank beast, SoFi deepening with Aiden and Stripe expansions, Revolut like for crypto cards and payroll. I like where Crypto Queen is heading with this. Make sure you guys give her a follow right here. And recently they had the partnership with Tangem as well, with Bundesliga, which people told me is something massive, right, for football and soccer. And this is what you want to see. Great marketing is being done as well for the project. Again, I think this project has a ton of potential, and I'll just keep you guys updated, playing it by ear. You never know what could happen in the market. Overall macro, Bitcoin having a nice bounce here. You would think with the Iran speculation of World War III, it would have been a lot weaker, but it's showing a lot of strength, which is surprising. So obviously altcoins are showing strength as well. Some catalysts for ZBCN, more catalysts, more building. You could see, ZBCN be an outlier in the future, guys. It really can be. So as always, none of this is financial advice. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Join my Discord, follow me on X, and go and subscribe to my Clips channel. Doing these things really help me out and, keeps the content coming. So I'd appreciate that support as well. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you in the next one.